Apparently, we're just doing short-ass episodes. Fuck. Anyway, hey, hi, ho, and howdy, everybody. My name is Shannon Shook, and welcome to episode number 24 of Katawa Shoujo. In the last episode, we talked to Kenji. He's still insane. We went to lunch with Shizune and Misha. They were like, boy, you sad and lonely right now. And I'm like, boy, you right. And then we went and checked on Hanako, and that shit failed so hard. It did not go well at all. Literally nothing good came out of it. It was just... fuck. Yeah. Also, again, I do apologize for the shorter episodes. Hopefully that's not too big a deal, but you know what, I didn't want to make like an hour-long episode. I'm working with what I got. Plus, again, I'm not feeling super well today, so the chance for a break is not something I'm, like, against. Anyway, once again, Hanako doesn't turn up for class. Try as I might to concentrate on other matters, this fact continues to distract me throughout the entire school day, and even as I walk through the school gardens to the dormitories. I don't think today being her birthday is a coincidence either. I don't know the link between the two events, though, nor do I have any idea what she's feeling. Were it physical pain, I could at least provide some limited comfort. With everything like this, though, I have no idea where to start. I run the people I know through my head, thinking about whether or not they could help. Shizune and Misha don't really know that much about Hanako, and what little they do, they can't tell me. Same from the nurse. In the end, there's only one person that knows Hanako well and would be willing to tell me anything. Entering my dormitory room, I notice something that takes me off guard. It's starting to feel familiar. With everything that's going on around me, I'm thankful that this room started to finally be somewhere I can relax a little. When I first entered Yamaku, it felt immediately foreign in every way, from the untouched neatness to the way it smelled. Focusing back on the task at hand, I throw my bag under the bed as I open the top drawer of my desk. Before she left, Lily told me the number to call her while in Scotland, and I wrote it down. In hindsight, I wonder if she knew something like this could happen. Now that she's out of reach, I realize just how much both Hanako and I have relied on her for guidance. I dig around drawer after drawer, looking for that damned piece of paper. Eventually, thankfully, I find it nestled under a borrowed library book. Flip phones, my man. I love them, for some reason. I probably should have just entered it directly into my cell phone, but come to think of it, without further ado, I enter the numbers and anxiously press the call button. Eventually, the phone picks up. A feminine voice I don't recognize on the other end. It's probably Lily's mom. English words that I can't say because it's a translation of Japanese to English, therefore English would look fucked up. Blah, 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 Sato. Fuck. Suddenly, finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand a word she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. I should have anticipated this, since according to Lily, her mother is a native Scot. I soldier on in the hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. It's Hisao Nakai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. My feeling of relief is immense. Oh, you must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? Even so, her accent means I have to concentrate to work out what she's saying. I'm too goddamn. I'm already fucking up Lily's voice enough. I don't need to give her anything special. It's bad enough as it is. I'm just gonna make it worse. Yeah, that's right. Pleased to speak with you, Mrs. Sato. It's so nice to hear she found someone so polite. Lily, dear, it's for you. I don't know what the fuck that voice is, but whatever. Her mother seems nice, if a little over-enthusiastic given the mundane situation. There's a small silence as Lily takes the time getting to the phone. In the distance, I can just make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting it. God damn it. Well, hello? Lily speaking? You sound awful. She makes the sound somewhere between a dying animal and a yawn. I didn't really establish that, but admittedly, you didn't tell me until after I said it. So fuck you, game. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. It'd be pretty late in the morning over there, so she really has no excuse. God damn it, Lily. Not feeling well? Just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. Hanako's not well, is she? That was quick. My assumption that she must have known something like this could happen seems to be right on the mark. How did you know? Because today's her birthday. I'd hoped she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you, but... How is she right now? She missed school yesterday and today. I still have to check up on her today. To be honest, after seeing how she was when I talked to her yesterday, I'm pretty anxious. I really have no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in the accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. What she says does... What she does say seems to make some sense. If she's blaming herself on her birthday, she may well be ruining that she was ever born. Which is depressing as shit. Hanako had mentioned her stay in the orphanage to me. Maybe I should take some heart that she trusts me enough to tell me such a thing. Lily seems so in the dark about it, though, almost to the extent that I am, is a surprise. Lily seeming... whatever. So that's why she lives in the student dormitories as well. Has she told you any more about the accident? Fucking throat is dry. As close as we come, she's barely told me anything about what happened. What I know is just largely conjecture. She sounds depressed, almost defeated. Considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through, I can't really fault Lily for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lily. With everything she's gone through... There's a long silence from the other end of the line. I begin to wonder if the call cut out before the voice at the other end speaks once again. There is another person, though, that's been the subject of worry for me as of late. Oh? I run through the people she could be talking about in my head. The only friends she seems to keep very close are Hanako and I, and though there's Akira's as well. That person's you, Hisao. There's another silence on the end, but this time it's caused by me. Making others worry about me is something I very actively tried to avoid since coming to Yamaku. Indeed, even my interaction with Hanako has helped me stave off any major health problems thanks to our relaxed and slow-paced lives. What is there to worry about over me? I apologize, I didn't mean any offense. Sorry, I was just taken a bit off guard. Still, isn't Hanako a bigger problem at the moment? For some time now, I've felt that the both of you might be feeding into each other's more worrying habits. I tried to amend this before leaving, but it seems I've done very little. Worrying habits? When I asked you about what you had in mind for your future, your answer was very similar to what Hanako said in the past when the question was posed to her. It's as well and good enough to want to protect her, but I fear that treating Hanako like this, as if she were a daughter or someone in need of special care, is only going to achieve the opposite. The situation got effectively turned on its head. After everything that's happened, this is the first time I find myself doubting Lily's judgment. No. Fucking listen to her, man. Like really? Yeah, just listen to her. I don't want to admit it, but she might have a point. Something else bugs me, though. Also, breaking the fourth wall. That was the last big decision we needed to make sure that we made. Because the last two decisions we just made put together, essentially, like, because there's three essential, like, main endings to this thing. One that is arguably quite good, one that's very and then one that's super not good. We're in a good way. I think. Fucking better be. I'm gonna be really goddamn upset. I don't want to admit it, but she may have a point. Something else bugs me, though. And you tried to amend this? Wait, our outing into the city? quite astute. I thought that it might help if I dragged you both out of Yamaku and out into the wider world. I'm thankful you became closer for it, though. So she noticed that. I suppose she may well have been paying attention to us and after hearing... Damn it. And her hearing's incredibly good. Quite likely good enough to have picked up what we were talking about if she tried. It sounds more and more like you were manipulating us. Silence. It's a harsh way of putting it, but I have no intention of stepping back from those words. I mean, you kind of have a point. It's a little manipulative, but I would argue it's in kind of in a good way. I'm sorry, I was just worried about you. It's fine, I guess there are more important things anyway. It's not a total surprise that she'd do such a thing. Her motherly nature can be slightly overbearing at times, but she does have the best of intentions. So you think I should think about myself more instead of trying to cater to Hanako? That largely sums it up. Again, I'm sorry for not telling you this in a clearer way before going behind your back. I know I'm at least as guilty as being overprotective of Hanako as you, but I fear that you're neglecting yourself in your efforts to give Hanako happiness. Do you really think she'll be okay? She isn't as fragile as you think. I don't know exactly what experience she's lived through or what feelings she has in her mind, but she managed to work her way through them until now. It's also my hope that giving her a little space will allow her to decide what she truly wants for herself. Give her the initiative to reach out for it. Please have faith in Hanako. That's all I ask. I guess I'll think about it for a while. That's good. Being rash won't get you anywhere. I know that at times you may doubt your relationship to Hanako, but she does. Lily cuts herself off and takes a moment to reconsider her words. Please keep in mind that I wouldn't have befriended you if I hadn't thought you a fundamentally good person. You're a good friend, both to myself and to Hanako. Thank you. That helps. We share some small talk to try and lighten the atmosphere, but it feels very stilted. There's a lot I don't know about Lily's stay in Scotland, but after such a heavy subject, I want to be alone for a bit to think. After a few minutes, we end up saying our goodbyes, and I set my phone on my desk. Compared to Hanako's situation, mine feels utterly mundane. I still have both my parents. I had a reasonably normal childhood, and unlike many Namaku, my condition isn't immediately visible to the public. But then again, isn't this just an attempt to justify the way I've been acting towards her? That may well be what our pasts were like, but when it comes to the future, I still have no idea what I want to do. In school, I've just concentrated on each day's work, and I've put off more and more things to cater to Hanako. I recall the words Muto told me after Hanako's breakdown, about the purpose of Yamaku in my education. In hindsight, he was probably trying to push exactly the same thing. Just what have I been doing in the time since my heart attack? If I ever did manage to get Hanako out of her room and to open up, what then? I look out my dormitory window as the sun slowly sets. It's a nice sight, but what I really savor is the quiet as the students return to their dormitory rooms. God damn it, Shannon. Live, man, live! All I want to do now is think. I'm not sure how much time I have, but I want to work out where I'll go from here. Life is complicated, bruh. People are complicated. It's a thing and a half. It's a thing. Since talking to Lily yesterday, I wanted to try and move on from the listlessness that I felt ever since moving to Yamaku. And even after I concentrate on the book in front of me, Hanako's empty seat at the back of the classroom looks larger than life. Every time I start getting focused, my eyes flick over to the desk again, and my mind starts spinning. Hey girl, what you doing? Care to give me a hand of my work? Get it? 'Cause fucking Christ, no. Once more my eyes drift over to it, but this time my vision is blocked by a certain other classmate. Oh, hey Miki. Maybe you should just have lunch. I can hear your stomach growling from my desk. I let my head drop in disappointment. She seems to take some amusement from my reaction and hops up onto my desk. Her grin as she sits on it reminds me of the Cheshire Cat. So, what you working on? Some math. I have a decent handle on it, but I just wanted to revise. Oh, really? Let me see. It's weird, because she's like quasi-Misha and then not at the same time. And I can't tell if what other kind of accent I'm just randomly throwing in there. Like, half the time it's like I'm going southern with it for some reason, which makes no goddamn sense. Before I can object, she grabs my mathematics book in her hand. She scans, I don't know, with her hand. I don't know why I said it like that. She scans the page I was looking on, holding it open with the one hand she has, her left arm sitting uselessly on her lap. In my time here at Yamaku, I've noticed that the other students have a wide range of activities, or fucking Christ, adjustment to their abilities. On a purely practical level, Millie is one, fuck you, God. Stop fucking up the words. God damn it. Fuck out of here, pillow. Fuck you ever do for me. Besides, maybe make my back hurt not as much. Miki is one of those students that seems to have some trouble. We're good. We're back. We're golden, Pony Boy. We got this. The stump of her left arm tends to be either hanging by her side, slipped into a pocket, or otherwise put out of the way. Sometimes she has a difficult time doing common tasks, which makes her visibly quite frustrated. I feel a little bad for thinking this way, but I'm thankful that Hanako and I don't have disabilities affecting our freedom of movement to that extent. Then again, if Miki's problem worsened, at least she wouldn't have a real possibility of dying. Yeah, I'd take losing a hand over the constant threat of death. I mean, we all have the constant threat of death, but it's not as severe as your current situation, my boy. My attention is refocused as she thumbs through a few pages, skimming their contents. With such casual interest in the subject matter, it's clear by now that she won't be any help. I'm guessing you're not too interested in this kind of thing? Screw math, it's boring as hell. She puts the book back in front of me with indifference. Her eyes move to the notebook beside it that I've been working out practice equations on. Wait, you're actually able to work that stuff out? Yeah. Wow, I've never talked to a computer with legs before. Thanks, I think. At least I'm doing better in this than history. I think it's worth asking a librarian for help. She's shooting for uni. Yuko? Maybe. I don't know what she wants to study, though. So, what about you? Got anything you're thinking of doing after you graduate? Me? Nah, not really. I'm just enjoying it while it lasts. She looks a little awkward when I asked about her future, and absent-mindedly rubs her left forearm. The worst part is it hit my hat. It didn't even hit my face. I meant to hit myself in the face, and then I just hit the hat. It's just... So it doesn't even hurt like it probably would have, which would have been funnier. It was just nothing. I accomplished nothing by doing that. I just made a noise. God damn it. I kind of want to ask her about it, but I don't think I know her well enough to do so. The conversation peters out, and I lean back in my chair, giving up the prospect of studying. Miki notices my tired expression and looks oddly serious. Thinking about Hanako? It's, that obvious? You've been glancing at our seat and you've been pretty quiet. Not too hard to connect the dots. I'm just worried about her. Yeah, I can see why you would be. She can get, weird sometimes. She sounds put off, but I can't blame her. Hanako was a hard person to interact with before she warmed up to me, even with Lily around to help. I haven't known her for that long either, so some of her habits would still be unknown to me. My face becomes troubled. If I hadn't developed feelings for her, this would be at least a little easier for me to deal with. I mean, no offense, she isn't a bad person, I know that much. I know, I didn't take it that way. It's just harder to deal with when, well, you know, you have feelings for someone. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's hard to forget something like that, like what happened to her during class, too. I really wish she hadn't reminded me of that. She just confirmed that it was clearly noticed by others in the room as well. Come on, don't get that down. She's done this before, you just gotta wait it out. She locks herself in her room and acts like an empty husk of a person for a sizable amount of time ever since she entered Yamaku, and if not before that. And I'm not supposed to be concerned about that? That's some bullshit. It's not okay. Well, I might think that, but there's nothing I can do. I can't force her to come out, and she does see a therapist, so it's not like she's getting any help for her issues. Maybe it's natural to think that way when you're so powerless to help someone. That's just the way she is. You just have to deal with it. As I mull things over, I notice a movement out of the corner of my eye, and I glance to see who it is, and end up doing a double take. What? What? Huh? Okay, sure enough, it's Hanako. She walks through the door just as she would any normal school day and begins to move towards her seat in her usual silent and humble manner. She looks at me for a moment before blushing and looking away in embarrassment, which makes me realize I was staring at her. I feel sorry for that, but not doing it is hard after all that's happened. The girl sitting at my desk looks at me, grinning. See? Sweetheart's back already. What did I tell you? You be quiet. It might only be meant as a joke, but she gets close enough to make me quite uncomfortable. As we talk, someone calls Miki's name from the door. She jumps down from her vantage point on my desk before turning to me. Gotta go, Sal. Remember to eat some time, will you? Fine, I will. See ya. She gives a casual salute before jogging over to the door where a male student in gym uniform is waiting for her. Probably someone from the track and field club. Seizing the opportunity, I get up and make my way to Hanako's desk. Hello? Hey, Hanako. What's up? Sup, girl? How you do? Nothing. Maybe talking to her in this so soon after she came back to class was a bad move. Wanna come with me and grab something from the cafeteria? I'm pretty hungry. But I thought you were studying. Studying can wait. Fuck that noise. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Turning up for class after all this time must have taken some courage for Hanako, so the least I can do is stay with her. That's just the way she is. You just have to deal with it. With it is the way Miki and probably the class as a whole views Hanako. I could do more for her, though. I want to help. I want to get this shit done, my man. I'm all about it. After being distracted by Miki, I don't think I'm going to get any work done. Come on, let's go. She hesitates, but eventually gets up and joins me as we begin walking. These may be small steps for her, but the fact that she's finally out of her room on her own volition lifts a large weight off my shoulders. I was considering whether or not I end the episode here and make it another fucking 20-minute long goddamn episode, but I think I can keep going for this one. We're gonna keep it up. My pen busily scrawls onto a slowly filling page of my notebook. My other hand remains on the page of a reference book I borrowed from the library, marking my spot as my eyes flicker to and fro. As I work, I occasionally mark red circles or underlines onto the photocopied sheets of paper that lie on the table in front of me. Wanting a change of scenery from the library and to avoid a distraction in the classroom, I decided to make use of the Shanghai for some quiet study time. Tea house? I'm right there with you, my boy. It ended up being nice and quiet as I expected, and being able to get coffee. Boy, the one time I drink tea, and you're up here with coffee. You just make him fucking everything up for us. And being able to get coffee while I study is a nice bonus. That does sound kind of nice, though. Dude, how much better would studying have been if I was a coffee drinker back then? That would have been so nice. You'd just be like there, just like, a nice cup of coffee and some homework. Still wouldn't have done the shit, but that's not the point. Hanako may have returned to her normal self since she came out of her room, but I've done quite the opposite. Daily routine may have returned to us, but I feel as if I'm a different person. Maybe I'm not. It's only been a few days, after all, since I decided I wanted to try and get out of the rut I found myself in after my accident. But I want to change, and I'm actively working towards that. Or at least, I would like to think that I am. This is impossible. Brute forcing this isn't going to work. What's more, I have another piece of writing to do after this. I fear that's going to be no more easier. I clicked the button. I look up in mild surprise at the source of the tentative voice. Yuko stands at the head of the table with a damp towel in hand, clearly having the opportunity to clean the tables while no other patrons were around. She looks curious, her eyes as much in my work as me. What's the matter? I was just wondering, what sort of work are you having so much trouble with? Oh, it's just history. I'm fine with science and math, so I'm trying to get my other subjects at the par. For me, like, history was always... Honestly, like, all of my favorite subjects out of school, like, fuck, math can suck all the dicks. Who gives a shit about math? Fuck that noise, except for the people who like it. But, like, I'm not a fan. Ain't no mathletes up in this house. Science is fucking neat as shit. It's really cool. It's just a lot of fucking effort. English, eat a dick. I don't, like, fuck you. I'm a writer, but I couldn't give less of a fuck about how... Ooh, this is not grammatically accurate. You do not know the 17 steps of writing and crafting a perfect story. And, this is the symbolism and that. Fuck you. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Fuck off. And then there was art. Art's cool because I was always a really artistic person. I love me drawing. There's a lot of art I couldn't get into, like painting. Painting's great to look at. I fucking hate painting myself, though. I love when other people paint. I cannot fucking stand the shit. Doing it. I should make that clear. But things like that. But for me, it was always, I love making things. I love doing art. I took a creative writing class in the 8th grade, and I loved, because the whole class was just like, hey, motherfucker, there's a computer, write shit. Like, every other week or so, we'll have you come up and read some shit at the end of class that you wrote. Other than that, just sit there and fucking read. Listen to music, do whatever you fucking want to do, just sit there and, not read, but write. It was a great fucking class. Took a creative writing class when I actually got into high school. It was different. It was two very different things. One was, just do it. Just do things. Live like, I almost said camp idiom. Fuck. I meant to say, carpe diem. That's it. Yeah, fucking live. Do shit. Make it do. I've been watching too much fucking camp. Goddamn. But point is, just like, do shit. Whereas the other one was, here's a bunch of rules on how to make your shit great and perfect. And that, I fucking despise that. I hate rules. I hate being told how to make things. I liked being, like, shown, hey, here's examples. Here's some cool stuff you could do if you'd like. But I fucking hated... For me, I love art. I always have. I fucking hated art classes. There has never been an art class I have ever taken that I did not fucking despise. Because I hate someone telling me how to make something. Which is really weird, because I like it when people tell me how to make something. It's more, I don't like people forcing me to make something a certain way. Or forcing me to try something a certain way. I cannot stand that myself. I've gone... Point is, I liked history. That was the point. I had to, like, reports and shit, but learning about history is super fucking cool. It's similar with science itself, too. Like, learning about school. I can give a shit about learning about math, but learning about science and history, those are things that are super fucking cool to just be like, just tell me this information. Let me learn it. Let me know some shit. I don't give a damn about writing no fucking report. That doesn't help me learn the shit. Just tell me it. I've gone off in the fuckedest tangent ever. We've accomplished nothing. I could have gone away with ending the fucking episode. Goddamn. Moving on. Yuko looks positively delighted at this development. I feel like I just chose the right answer on some big quiz show. Like, oh my god, that is exactly how I felt on these things. Oh, I think I can help you with that. Oh, yes. If you don't mind, of course. I briefly consider turning down the offer in order to not cause her too much trouble, but she looks too excited about this for me to do it. It would be mean to shoot her down like that after such a reaction. I mean, if you got someone cool like that to help you, Yuko's cool. Alright, like, she's cool. She's fucking clumsy as shit. But as another clumsy as shit human being, I'm all about it. If you're willing to help, I'd really appreciate it, I guess. Ooh. She claps her hands together and quickly deposits her towel on the counter before returning and taking a seat across from me. I take my notebook off the top of my textbook and hand it over to her to peruse. So you're studying the Edo period? Edo? I don't know Japan! Yeah, I'm not really good at this. She takes the textbook and reads a few pages from a random section near the middle for a bit, with the aura of enthusiasm she's radiating previously is rapidly sapping away. I'm guessing this is not the kind of history you were expecting. Unfortunately not. My main area is European history, especially in the classical area. Oh no, or area. Fuck. Era. Damn it! She looks a bit downcast, but as she carefully closes the book and lays it down on the table, her face perks up again. Would you like another cup of coffee? Yeah, sure. I reach forward and get my book back as Yuko gets up, takes my mug, and slowly walks to the counter to make another brew. As usual, she's absolutely silent as she does this. Every ounce of her concentration is focused on not tripping over or dropping the plain white mug. That's another thing I really want to get. Another quick diversion. I need to get more fucking mugs. Like, I have one mug, but I want to get more. That's why I want to fucking start a collection of mugs. Why? I don't got room for that shit, but I want to do it anyway. I take the opportunity to lay back and relax for a bit. The hum of the coffee machine filling the otherwise quiet air. I'm glad I could give you this information that you can give less of a shit about, by the way. You're welcome. It's small details like that makes me realize how much I've come to appreciate the little things in life. The peace and quiet of the local town, the discipline and order of Yamaku, the green of the trees that were so rare in my home city, whatever. The relaxed pace at which the aging residents live their lives. Everything feels so certain. It's kind of comforting. I can feel myself beginning to nod off when the sound of my mug coming to a rest on the table grabs my attention. Seems like it arrived not a moment too soon. Yuko takes her previous seat once again as I pick myself up and bring a hand around my mug to check its temperature. It's a little too hot to drink right away, so I blow it on it a little. It is a shame you do not like history all that much. I sort of guessed you might be more into science. How so? You've nearly read out the science fiction section of the library already. It wasn't hard to notice. You do have a good point there. What can I say? You've pegged me just about right. You sound like you really do take an interest in history, though. Especially considering how specific you were about it. Do you study in that area or something? Go on digs overseas? She giggles nervously at the thought. I would like to visit the Mediterranean sometime and see the old architecture and art for myself, but I do not think I could trust myself to handle such delicate things. It's probably for the best. I'm saving up to formally study in university, although I have read up on it whenever I have free time outside of work. Sumiki was right about her university aspirations. Considering how she fares as a waitress, a more theoretical path may suit Yuko better. It's nice to hear that she has some ambitions, though, considering how hard she works. I nod and take a careful sip of my coffee. By now, it's cooled to the right temperature, so I begin to drink it while keeping an eye on the book below, trying to read at the same time. A few minutes pass quietly, Yuko looking out the window, and watching the world go by as I have my coffee and study. A movement catches my eye, and I look up to see Yuko smiling and waving to someone outside. Following her gaze surprisingly reveals that's someone to be Hanako. She's looking for us from the side of the street across from where we are. Her usually all too visible timidity is largely absent, probably thanks to there being some few people around right now. Evidently, she decides to join us after a little wave, she gives a quick glance up and down the street and crosses towards the side where the cafe's on. The familiar doorbell to the Shanghai rings out as Hanako enters and makes her way to the table we're sitting at. Hello. Good afternoon. It is so good to see you, Hanako. Hi, Hanako. What's up? Nothing. Just going for a walk since the weather was nice. Yeah, I get what you mean. I'm glad I decided to study here instead of the library. It's comfortable in here thanks to that. Better than the sometimes quite stuffy library. I look to Yuko, who nods in response. It is nice. It's such a shame the summer cannot last forever. Oh, wait, sorry. Would you like a drink? Hanako shakes her head. Thankfully, it's enough to calm Yuko back down. How are you going with studying? Shit. Apologies. I thought it was being so fucking sneaky, too. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna slightly sneak over, pick up the... and blam, right into the fucking microphone. God damn it. Okay. Ish. Oh, yeah, have you, talked with Lily? I'm interested, too. How is she doing? She's enjoying it, I think. I think that's all we're gonna get out of her. Being around Yuko is tensing her up. It would be so nice to travel to Scotland. Sounds like a pretty place. Again, I was talking to someone earlier. It sounds a lot like Montana, just not frozen all the fucking time. Green fields, castles, lovely small town, men in kilts, interesting history. I could rock a kilt. Just say that. I'm like, I could see it. Maybe. I can't say that I see the appeal of men in kilts. That's because you aren't trying hard enough. It does seem like a picturesque place, though. I just bit my fucking cheek. Oh. Ah. Fuck. Instant regret. I hate it all. As we talk, the jingle of the doorbell rings again. Hanako is startled, noticing Yuko's panicked expression at the prospect that she might have to leave customers to wait a handful of seconds due to her chatter with us. Yuko gives us a quick bow, then hastily skitters over and greets the new customers, an elderly man and his wife. I watch her for a bit, craning my head around to get a good view. Hanako is staring at me with one visible eye. She averts her head in embarrassment as I turn to make eye contact. I was just thinking that it's nice to have ambitions for the future. Yuko was telling me a little about her university aspirations before. Oh, it's a shame. If she wasn't so neurotic and overworked, I think she could be a really happy person. As much as I'd like to play host to Hanako and entertain her for a bit, I do need to study as well. To be honest, I don't think the distraction from Yuko helped either. Sorry if I'm a bit distracted, I just need to try and get this done. Otherwise, I'm gonna flunk the history exams pretty hard. I'm left running my hand through my hair in frustration. That letter needs doing as well, once I get back to my dormitory room. I hope I have more luck with that than this. Damn. What with? Oh, I was gonna write to fucking that name. Right now, though, this is more important. All I've done is rattle myself. I can't focus on the work in front of me when my stomach is slowly turning at the prospect of actually attempting to write her back after all this time. I force myself to concentrate on the book, picking up my pen once I have a quick sip of my coffee. After a few seconds, Hanako stops silently watching me and leans back in her seat, relaxing as much as she ever seems to be able to, looking out the window to pass the time. We stay like this for a long time before leaving for the dormitories together. I'm surprised she has the patience to wait me out. Iwannaknowhowtopronouncehernameright letter lies on my desk with a blank sheet of lined paper and an unused envelope. The tapping of my pen is the only thing to be heard at this late at night. As I feared, my second task for the day turns out just to be as difficult as the first, if not harder. It's been so many months since we even saw each other. Even so, I can't remember what she looked like, what she sounded like, what she acted like. By now, though, those little details are beginning to slip away. When I first saw her letter, I barely recognized her handwriting at all. Even the pink pen she always used was forgotten until her writing reminded me of it. I wonder why she didn't use it for the letter. She used to write everything with it. Maybe she thinks it's too immature now. I should be thinking about myself and about what I want to communicate to her. My mind can't... fucking damn it, my mind can't do this! My mind can't stop concentrating on her, though. On the past we shared before was taken away so suddenly. The bright and slightly garish decorations suit her sense of aesthetics. Picking up the letter to take a closer look at it, I give a long sigh. This is the last link binding me to my past. Hanako didn't suddenly cease to exist when she left my hospital room for the last time, but I needed this letter to remind me of that. I had all those feelings neatly filed away as if I didn't need them, and that I could just begin a life completely anew. It was easier that way. Understandably so. Fuck, Shannon, god damn it. In the end, I suppose that was a rather naive thing to think. Sooner or later, god damn, my eyes just woke up, I'll tell you that much, holy damn. Sooner or later, my past would have caught up to me one way or another. But what am I supposed to say to her? Thank you for bringing me closure? All the letter did was end the sense of closure I'd previously felt. Try as I might, I can't write so much as a single word down on the paper in front of me. I can't even think of what exactly I want to say. Putting the letter down on top of the blank sheet, I gather the materials together and file them away in the drawer. The clunk of the desk makes it as close as it closes. There we go. Fuck that up. Makes me momentarily tense in frustration before I get up to grab a drink from the vending machine on the first floor. I tried, but I couldn't do it. After all the time that's passed, I still don't know how to deal with That's the way to end the episode. Fuck. Take a break from the difficult task and ask what's on my mind. So, I'm guessing you two had a reason to drag me down here. You two seem to always have an ulterior motive after all. What are you saying, Heath-Man? I want half off from a thief. Sorry. No, it wasn't even that funny, but it made me laugh.